The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to another brand new episode of the newest installment of High Low Sports. It's Fantasy Fridays, ladies and gentlemen. So I get the claps in. Welcome in to a new week. Last week we covered quarterbacks. Maybe surprised people with my quarterback flop. This week it's all about the backfield, all about the lower paid guys this year. I'm playing off this offseason's trend. These guys just don't seem to get paid, but that's okay. We're going to talk a little bit about these running backs because when it comes to fantasy football, these guys can make or break a season. And some of these guys are just 2 touchdown dependent. So getting straight into it, we're going to go right to the flops. That's right. We're talking running back flop this year for going into the season. And this might not surprise very many people given the recent news coming out of New Orleans. But I'm going with Alvin Kamara here as my number one flop for the running back position. Fun fact about Alvin Kamara, he has never broken 1,000 yards rushing in his career. He's only had double-digit rushing touchdowns twice in his career. So not a great stat line here. Last time was back in 2020, before that 2018, where he broke over double-digit touchdowns. Averages about a career average of 4 yards per carry, but he has not cracked beyond 932 yards in a season. Last year, 223 attempts, 897 yards rushing, only 2 touchdowns for that New Orleans team that, well, it wasn't pretty to say the least for that team. Projected this year somehow as the 11th overall running back. It's very questionable considering he is going to be suspended the first 3 games for the off-season situation. This is stuff that happened around the Pro Bowl. He also is getting a new quarterback. If you guys don't know, Carr is going to be the new quarterback there in New Orleans. That plays into the reason why I do not think he is going to have a great year. But most importantly, and this goes back to his time with Mark Ingram, Alvin Kamara has never been the guy for short yardage situations in New Orleans, ever. They've always tried to run somebody, and, well, they got a new guy back there, a guy who last season had a great year for Detroit, and that's Jamal Williams there. Coming in short yardage situation, red zone situation, this guy's going to be taking some touches from Kamara. As good as Kamara is out of the backfield, he's not the Alvin Kamara that burst onto the scene his rookie year in 2017. It's not that guy anymore. Not 2018 Alvin Kamara with double-digit touchdowns. It's not that guy anymore. We're looking at Alvin Kamara, who hasn't had a great year, now coming into 3 straight seasons without a great year. This will be, his chance to prove himself after last really good year, 2020. So we'll see what Kamara can do in 2023, but I think he's going to be my running back flop for this upcoming season. That's going to take me into our next position. That's right. That's a running back I'm the fan of this year. And I'm going to keep a trend going here. We're staying in the Big Easy, going right back to New Orleans. Running back I'm a fan of, and you guys know this from last season, Jamal Williams, the anime fan himself, the Naruto, Kazakage, whatever he wants to call himself. Jamal Williams is going to be that dude this year. You're talking last year, finished 7th overall in running backs, had 213 total fantasy points, 1,000 yards rushing, first to go 1,000, and double-digit touchdowns in Detroit since Barry Sanders. Third overall running back since Barry Sanders total, including Barry himself, to crack 1,000 in Detroit, last being Kerryon Johnson, then Jamal Williams. But first to put up 17 touchdowns since Barry Sanders put up double digits early on. Well, it's been a long time now, almost 30 years. So looking at him this year, though, people are still low on Jamal Williams, I guess because he's going to New Orleans, I guess because he's behind Alvin Kamara, ranking 22nd overall in running backs, way too low for me. Yeah, he's in a new offense, but it's a new offense that does love to run the ball. Best case scenario for him, I do see he's going to be an every down back. And that's, hey, if he takes over for Alvin Kamara, that man is an every down back. Obviously, his first 3 weeks, he will be an every down back. Worst case scenario, once Kamara comes back, he's just a short yardage, red zone type of guy. However, he does have a high touchdown likelihood with Derek Carr. Carr, not the best passer in the red zone, actually ends up, when he gets to the red zone, ends up handing off the ball for touchdowns almost 60% of his career. Now, he has had some pretty good running backs in his career in Marshawn Lynch, and last couple of years, Josh Jacobs there in Oakland/Vegas Raiders there in his time there with them. But he does love to hand the ball off in the red zone. He does have the most success in the red zone, and this offensive line for New Orleans can push forward and get somebody across the line if need be. Jamal Williams has no problem running through arm tackles, running through loose tackles, even running over linebackers if he gives the opportunity. And you know he wants to celebrate in whatever Dragon Ball Z or, Naruto fashion or One Piece fashion he decides. I know One Piece live action coming out, so maybe he's got some One Piece action in the arsenal for us for some touchdown celebrations this year. It's going to be interesting to see Jamal Williams, but this is going to be the running back I am a fan of going into the 2023 season. And I'm not done yet because, as I talked about last week, we are occasionally going to be dropping my gut check player for the 2023 season for this position. And that's right, I do have one for the running back, and that is Jerome Ford. If you guys don't know who this guy is, it's okay. He's only a second-year player. But he is in Cleveland, a place where they kicked out Kareem Hunt, and now it's Nick Chubb's backfield, right? Wrong. Jerome Ford is a all-around back. He is a do-everything. He can block, he can run, he can catch out of the backfield. And guess what? He is a third down specialist right now going into this season. Going to make a big impact for himself. Kevin Stefanski does love to run the dual running back sets. And as much as you'd love to say it, that Nick Chubb is that dude, look, Nick Chubb does need a breather. He is human occasionally. He will still rattle off his 100-plus yards, but guess what? The Browns have the most amount of most amount of games with two running backs going over 80 yards in the last decade. So it's absolutely fantastic to see what Jerome Ford could do under Kevin Stefanski's offense because he is a player that has showed maybe he doesn't have the best top speed. That's okay because at the end of the day, he has the acceleration. Once he gets to the second level, he can move away from the linebackers and run over a safety or a corner in his way. He's been doing that since back in his day at Cincinnati. He helped lead that team into the playoffs. Obviously ran down by an Alabama team. That's a different conversation. But you do look at Jerome Ford here as a potential possibility for a breakout season. He's not going to look. I'm not kidding. I'm not going to say that this guy is going to be a number one overall running back come by the end of the season, but I do think he has some high RB2, low RB1 stats. I mean, I think he's going to be better than some starters here in the league, especially, I just mentioned Alvin Kamara, potentially even DeAndre Swift. He's going to be better than at the end of the season. So Jerome Ford, high running back 2, low running back 1 potential for me. He's my gut check running back, and that's the guy that you need to watch going into this 2023 season. And that's going to do it for me here on Fantasy Friday. As always, guys, I appreciate you tuning in. Check out High Low Sports live every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on YouTube. Any one of these social medias below me at high_low_sports on the new X / Twitter, whatever you want to call it still, at High Low Sports on every other social media. That includes TikTok. I know it's not on the bottom line, but you know what? It is there. We do have our TikTok channel. We update that with videos occasionally. I'm trying to get more into it as well. So we'll see if we can keep that up to date. But be sure to hit the like, hit the subscribe button on the YouTube channel. Drop a comment. Let me know where I got it wrong because, I'm not perfect at these. Well, none of us are. That's what the whole point of fantasy football is, to have a little fun, make a couple weird predictions that somehow might work out. You never know. Maybe I look like a genius. Maybe I look like a heel. We'll have to wait till the end of the season to find out. But as always, drop the comments. Let us know what's going on. And we appreciate you tuning in. Be sure to check out live episodes next Wednesday and Tier Tuesday for DJs and my tier rankings. And until next time, we will see you later.